What's up, everybody? It's Scrooloose from twinstick.com. Today I'm playing a little Dark Souls 3. I wanted to show people, just before I started New Game Plus, about a few places to go farm some souls if you're finding yourselves progressing a little bit slowly and you want to go ahead and back and level up some before you head off. There'll be a few areas. First off, let me apologize ahead of time. This is going to be a relatively unedited video. I am just a touch sick still, so you might get me coughing or clearing my throat. Hopefully it's not too obnoxious. There are a few areas early on that you can go to. The high wall of Lothric actually has a couple of spots you can run back and forth to, but I'm actually going to focus on just a little bit ahead of that. First off, we've got 3 areas in the Farron Swamp. Farron Keep being the first bonfire you're probably going to run into. That's a pretty good farming area. So we're going to go there right now. Let's go ahead and switch to a quicker weapon. Okay. We're going to come out from the bonfire from Farron Keep, and we're going to head left, and we're going to start killing slugs. And this is a pretty quick loop. This loop yields a little over 2,000 souls maybe per run. It's fairly quick, with the ultimate goal being a small tower with a dark warrior. You fight him and run back to the bonfire, reset, and do it again. I'll do each area a couple of times so you get the idea of the loop. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. One thing you have to keep in mind out here is these in the swamp you're gonna get poisoned, and that's just the end of it. There's no getting around that. It's not really an issue. Poison in Dark Souls 3 does not work like the poison did in 1 and 2, where it builds up a toxicity level. This actually builds a poison level, and your health ticks off much slower. So it's just not a big problem. If you are a little bit worried about it and your character has a decent amount of vitality, go ahead and pick up the Exile set. Chances are you'll probably have that available by this time. Okay, anyway, you can see I've already got started. You come out from the bonfire, immediate left, you're going to run into that corner. Basically, you want to keep the wall here on your left-hand side. You'll kill a couple groups of slugs. And like I said, we'll do this a couple times. Target these guys on the ground. It's hard to just go swing at them. You may not hit them all the time. They are a bit dangerous in groups. They have a spit attack and a lunge attack, and altogether they can actually do some damage early on. Now, as I said, I'm well over leveled for this area. Probably take a couple swipes to hit these guys, but they're really not a big problem. Okay, so that's our last major group, and what we want to do is kind of make a right here. Kind of see this gap. There's a couple slugs here. Go ahead and take them out. Okay, and right about in this neighborhood, you're going to turn left, and you'll see the tower. You can see the Dark Warrior there, and this guy's kind of dangerous. You got to be careful with him. Like everything in Dark Souls is dangerous, right? But keep your health topped up. Poison, like I said, is not really an issue, but if your health is real low, you can die from it. So that's pretty annoying. By the time you get to the dirt up here, the warrior's going to run at you, and he's going to attack you. I mean, there's no question. And you know, like I said, he's pretty dangerous. He hits really hard. He has a shield break, and he does a fair amount of damage. But they always drop red eye orbs, and they can drop their armor and weapons. And here we go. You want to make sure you pull this guy back just a little bit. If he does kill you, you want to make sure you're in a good spot to come back and recover souls without having to try and fight him again. And this is a major reason he's really dangerous. If he does that to you, make sure you roll away immediately when you get up. Okay, let's see. There, he dropped a red eye orb. There should be one more slug over here. Yeah. Okay, we'll go back to where we fought him. So from where you fight the Dark Warrior, it's going to come out yeah, you want to fight him in this neighborhood, okay? Don't go fight him up here. You can fight him on the dirt, right? As long as you can recover your souls really quick if he kills you out here. Try not to ever fight him up here though, because man, if you die up here, chances are you're going to die again trying to get your souls back because you're in a hurry. It's just not worth the risk. Okay, so from where the Dark Warrior dies, you're going to turn around, just make a beeline straight back, but this time keep the wall on your right, obviously. That would be turning around, and we'll kill some slugs on the way out. This run only takes a few minutes at a time. It's good practice. All these are good practice. PvE stuff is not always as easy as one would think. Keep your health topped up. Just make it a habit to keep your health topped up. Okay, so your landmark here, there's a fallen tower. Okay, the bonfire's in the fallen tower, and you've got the broken bridge. And what you want to do is you want to go behind the bridge, and you want to kill the slugs that are behind the bridge. And from the bridge, you want to make a right, and right back here's the bonfire, and that's the end of the loop. So we'll do it one more time. Come back in, set up, reset the fire. From the fire we come out, we go left and just start killing slugs. Now obviously you can do this in any order you wish. This is just the route that I found to be more efficient for myself. Want to make sure you get these guys in groups. You know, again, I said in groups, these things can be kind of dangerous. They have a tendency to lunge one right after another. It's kind of like fighting the rats in the sewers. Again, with the wall on our left. You can see how slowly that poison's been working. Just not really a big problem. Later on there is toxicity, and that actually is a bit quicker and a little more dangerous to deal with, but we're not going to deal with that in any of these runs. Okay, make a right, take out these two. And there's the tower, okay? Let's keep behind the big trees. And keep your health topped up before you start to fight. Always important. Make sure you got a good, decent shield with decent poise on it if you're a melee character. As far as magic, I've never really played a magic character, so I really don't know how they work. I imagine it's a little more difficult. You're probably gonna have to do a whole lot of rolling with this guy. You might even want to skip him. Just do more slugs or something. But this guy here yields a decent amount of souls. Seems like he's worth about 500. Again, stay back here as often as you can. These guys, by the way, at the level you're supposed to be fighting them, probably take about 5 hits. I want to say maybe... well, shoot, I didn't even have it. I didn't even have the sword. See, this is his weapon that I've got in my hand here. I think I was probably still using the Lothric sword at this point, but it was taking probably 4 or 5 swipes to take him down. It's not a super easy fight, but once you figure out the pattern, it's not that bad. And like I said, if you do die, you're generally in a safe enough area to be able to just run back real quick and grab souls. About the only thing you have to worry about is being invaded. Watchdogs of Pharaon is the Covenant here, and they will invade you for being in the swamp. Okay, the fallen tower, broken bridge. And that's the loop. We're going to head right back to the bonfire. That run is worth a couple thousand souls. And, excuse me, in doing so, probably in the neighborhood of level 30-ish, 35. It's going to help you. It's going to help a lot. I think I used that until around level 50. It just started becoming too much of a pain to go back and farm for that many souls at once. But at that point, we were ready to move on anyway. The next bonfire you're going to run to, you'll come across is the Keep Ruins. This is kind of a big one. This one's worth about 7,000. So we're going to go there next. Alright, here we are, Pharaoh Keep. And what we want to do, there's a couple ways to do this. I prefer going downhill here, but I want to show you this one real quick too, in case you decide you're better off ranged. It is a little safer, if a bit more time consuming. You want to turn around backwards and come out the door with the 3 Grue on the bridge. You got to kill these guys. Make sure they come down to you. You don't want to fight them on the bridge because they can knock you off. There we go. These guys have a poison spear attack. They're pretty quick. They can block. They also, of course, cast a poison cloud, but again, poison's just not a problem. Okay, once you got the 3 Grue down, you're going to come to the bridge, and just about you can see where these vines are. If you turn right, you'll see the 3 enemies we're after ultimately. There's a couple bloodstains down there. What you want to do, if you want to do this route, grab your bow, and you'll target them, and you just fire. You shoot one, they generally run right up here. They don't generally, they're not generally able to hurt you from that point, but at any rate, you want to fire at them and just cheese them to death with arrows, and after they're dead, you run down, grab their drops, and you run back along the edge of the wall. I don't like this route because it is more time consuming. It is ultimately safer, but it's more time consuming, and you still have to get into the swamp. So I kind of prefer it this way. From the bonfire, you're going to run downhill. And you can sort of see there's a tail sticking up. We're going to start there. These Grue behind the trees. Okay, there's one to the left. Watch out for that guy, he can surprise you. Also, one thing you want to make sure is you don't aggro that crab back there. You see that giant crab running around? In a while, you're going to want to fight them. Each of these crabs in different areas will drop a ring. And they're decent. They're decent rings. But you don't want to fight them yet. They're just super strong. They'll pound you right into the ground. And getting back to get your souls, trying to get those guys, it's pretty tough. It's just not worth the risk yet. Anyway, from the Grue here, we're going to take a left. And you can see another tail sticking up over here. A little bit of motion behind the trees. That guy we're after. Again, level 30, 40-ish is about where you want to be at in this level. From that Grue, you're going to make another step forward, and there's a big tree. You're going to take a right, and you're going to see some more Grues. And you're going to take these guys out. You got to be cautious. They're generally handled pretty easily, but they can be dangerous. I've actually been killed to them, by them, excuse me. Everyone drops items here. Okay, so from the Grue, you'll see this big tree kind of right in front of my helmet here. That's where we're going. So make sure you keep your health topped up, get your bow ready. You're going to run out and stop kind of just in front of this tree. And there's our guys. This is what we're trying to fight. Okay, one at a time. You're going to pull these guys to you. They don't have a whole lot of health, but they hit like trucks, so you got to watch out. And this is the reason you want to hide behind the tree. When they cast those skulls, you can use it to block a lot of them. The skulls will pursue you relentlessly. They do magic damage. It's not worth getting hit by them. So just be careful. Also, you're going to want to make sure you have at least 6 uses in your Estus Flask, because you are going to get hit by them. It's going to happen. So, you know, make sure you can heal up. Always keep your health topped up. It's just a good habit to get into. This area, by the way, is pretty safe. If you do die, you can just jump off the bridge up here, come right back down and grab your souls, and go about your business. Importantly, these guys also, they drop pretty decent items. The first time you kill them, you're going to get the Ferris bow, you'll get the Ferris hat, and they also drop embers, which is really important. They actually drop them fairly regularly, and they drop more rare items like the stone great shield and just various decent things that make the run worth it. Any duplicates you get obviously are going to be worth souls. And that was the route. You notice we keep the wall to our right. Come back up to the bridge and head straight up to the bonfire and reset. And again, I'll do this area one more time so you get the idea. Alright, run down the bridge. Okay, turn left and Groo on the right. Make sure you remember the one on the left. From there you're going to turn left and you'll see the motion. That's your key to move forward. And by the way, if you do aggro the crab, you can run back to land. They won't come onto land. So if you just jump onto the bridge, he'll probably go away. You can even try to cheese him to death with arrows, but it's just not recommended. You're going to use a lot of arrows. Okay, so from this side, we're going to turn right. Here's our Groo. I think I turned a little bit early, but anyway. There's our Groo. Get rid of these guys. Okay, top your health up, get your bow ready, come out to the tree, and pull them one at a time. Use the tree if you need to for a shield, essentially. Poison stability is really important if you're a melee character. I think I've probably mentioned that already. These guys hit really hard. You're probably not going to have a great shield at this point, but they do drop a stone great shield. I mentioned that already as well. If you do have that and you have enough strength and vitality to use it, I would recommend doing so. Because if they do hit you, they might knock you over, and if they do that, the fight could very well be done. Yep, there we go, we got an ember. That's always nice. Okay, so when that fight is over, the first time you do it, there's objects back here, by the way, and they're good ones. It's worth running in to get them. Anyway, when you're farming and the fight's over, you're just going to turn around. That's the bonfire tower right there. So you want to turn around, just keep this wall on your right. Run straight down to the bridge. And we'll go to the next area. Again, this is in Fair and Swamp, the third one. And like I said, there are areas earlier on, and you'll probably find some decent areas, but these really became useful. I probably used these guys until I was level, I don't know, I want to say like level 60 or 70, maybe 80. Alright, the next one, from the ruins, we're going to go to the Keep Perimeter, which is just the next bonfire. You're going to go be from the ruins, traveling through the game. You'll actually end up going through Road of Sacrifices. You could use that as a farming area too, but it's a little tough. And there are some kind of just dangerous areas, real dangerous spots. Okay, this one actually is, this is actually a twofer, more or less. There, you start in the middle. You can use both sides of this. I would suggest going this way first, and the reason being is because the Dark Warriors that are here will actually do a lot of the work for you. Any kills they make, you get the souls for, and the items just stay on the ground. So it's just kind of a neat thing. It just takes a little patience. Anyway, you're going to run out to this arch, and you can kind of hear them walking. You want to wait. Don't come outside. If you have to fight both of these guys at once, it's usually a bad thing. So we'll just wait for them to go up the hill. Eventually they're going to contact those groups of Grue. And it's possible even that the Grue will kill both of them. Grue are much easier to fight. Once they're up there, you can run out. See, there's an item for us to grab. And what they're going to do is go up toward the stairs. Up there you can see that big archway door. That's the boss fight for the area. And even if the Grue don't kill them, generally they're going to weaken them and make them much easier for you to take out. So they both survive. They're going to go up there to the stairs. Let's just go over here and grab this item real quick. Titanite shards. Titanite's always good. Okay, so we're going to run up the hill here. Now ideally, as I said, you don't want to fight these guys together. They're very, very fast and they're really strong. So what you want to do, grab your bow, get it ready, try to pull one at a time. And fight them down here, okay? Because if you do die, it's just easier to recover souls. They're going to do the work for you on your run back. Okay, there we go, Dark Mask. They always drop cracked red eye orbs. Invasion materials for folks who do that. Take out the second one. See how fast they are. It's hard to block against them once they get started. Plus, I think my left bumper may not be working properly. It seems to be a little shaky. Might be time to clean it. Anyway, from that point, we're going to run forward, make a right at the steps. There's some more Grue to fight. A few more on the way back to the bonfire. One up here. Keep this wall on your left. Right beyond this tree is going to be a shaman. These guys do spit poison cloud. Again, reiterate, poison is just not an issue. Okay, again with the wall on your left, you can run right down here, back to the archway. and straight to the bonfire, and that can reset the area. And if you want to farm the dark armor and the dark sword and all that stuff, this is a great way to go. This would be where you reset. You want to run back out and do it again, or you can instead turn around and go this way. If you have enough Estus Flask left, you can do it without resetting, of course. These crew really don't do a whole lot. You can usually catch them off guard. These two especially. The only thing to really worry about here, well, there's a couple things, but the first time you do this run, there's a giant crystal lizard back here, a mature one. He drops in this neighborhood. You can see the bloodstains around. It's probably from people dying to that guy. What will happen is he'll drop out of the air right here, and there's just not a lot of room to fight him. They do drop a Titanite scale, and you'll have to fight him to get by. So the first time it's a little tougher. After that, it's not so bad. Coming through this door, you got to be careful too. There's a crucifixion victim that will jump into the room at you right here, and you really should fight him. It's a good idea to get him out of the way. These guys are really, really dangerous. They're very fast. They hit really hard. They have a grapple. Takes a lot of health. At any rate, you fight that guy, and then beyond that, really it's your choice. The Black Knight up here is worth trying to fight. It's worth taking down. Always pull him back here and fight him in this neighborhood, but he's dangerous all the time. They're very dangerous. Everything is dangerous in this game. I mentioned that over and over again, but this guy's risky. So if you do choose to fight him, pull him back here, fight him, and if you die here, you can usually get back without having to worry too much. Anyway, we'll go ahead and give it a shot. I'm well over leveled. I should be able to handle him, but that's never a guarantee. Yeah, you can see just how hard they hit. There we go. Black Knight drops Black Knight Greatsword, Black Knight Shield, the armor set that he has. He's worth farming out. There's also a few items here. If you take this right-hand path, you'll run across a few items, and all the way at the very end is another. And I believe even under the pillars over here, there's even more items. It's worth doing at least once. And then from here you can run back, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to do this area. We'll do it one more time just to make sure again. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do this. This is kind of a time-consuming spot, but you get the idea from the first start. I believe this area is worth in the neighborhood of about 8,000, 9,000 maybe. I could be wrong about that. I wasn't really paying attention. But it's worth farming out for armor pieces and set collection, that kind of stuff. Okay, traveling. From here, you're going to progress through the game, and there are a few other areas, again, you're going to run to, but mostly what you're going to want to do is just come back to these. If you find yourself having an issue progressing, you just farm out a few levels and then move back to where you can go. They're just the best areas that I've found personally. Where you want to go after that, once you get up to Aethil Dungeon, we're going to end up in another really good spot. The first time you run across it, you're going to do it through the Profane Chapel bonfire. Don't farm through the Profane Chapel bonfire, bonfire. It's just not worth it. It's too long of a run. It's way too risky. You're likely going to end up losing more than you end up getting. And it's time consuming. It's best just to go defeat the boss, and we're going to go to the Yorm the Giant bonfire, and I'll show you why. Alright, Profane Capital. So from the Yorm the Giant bonfire, you're going to run straight out. You can see that fire burning straight ahead of us. We're just going to go straight out there. Where there will be 4 handmaidens, and these are the same 4 handmaidens that were throwing fireballs at you on the bridge from the Profane Capital bonfire. So you run straight out here, and these folks are, again, dangerous. They spit fire. They will stab you with your daggers. Luckily, they're pretty easy to take down, and they're pretty much this easy to take down when you get to them through normal progression. Okay, you can see they already dropped a dagger. That dagger is worth 1,000 souls on its own. Okay, so keep one, right? Because who knows, you might want to use it sometime. But sell all your duplicates. It's possible to end up with 15 or 20,000 extra souls. Okay, from the fire there, we're going to move back out. You see the bonfire at the end of the hall. We're going to turn right. The safe way to do this, get your bow out, and you're going to, for the purpose of the video, I'm going to show you, a lot of people, what they will do is pull the handmaidens one at a time here. And the reason they do that is because if you move up a little bit here, there's a gargoyle that drops out of the sky and attacks you. And fighting him and them is a bad idea. So I'll show you. This is what you want to do. Pull them here one at a time. It's a little time consuming. Once you do this a few times, you'll be able to understand that you don't necessarily have to do that. It is safer. It's a little more time consuming, but it is safer. Once you're confident you can handle it, just move right, go in between this pillar and the wall here, and when you get just about to the second pillar here, the second broken pillar, the gargoyle will drop. You'll hear it. There he is. I'm just going to turn around and run right back to the stairs. Don't fight him on the stairs if you can avoid it, because another gargoyle will drop in behind you. Fight this guy here. Again, poise and stability are a big deal. These guys don't have a lot of health, but they hit really, really hard. And see the knockback. See, we pulled the other gargoyle from getting knocked back on the stairs. Okay. So that didn't go exactly as we planned, but you'll get the idea. The gargoyles do drop their weapons. Again, keep one, sell duplicates. They're worth about 800 apiece. This place is great. This is a good place to go to farm souls. With the collection items, you know, the soul collection shield and the silver ring, you can end up with roughly about 30% more. And this area is worth about 20,000 a run. It's a good deal. Okay, so from the gargoyle, generally you end up fighting both of them. What you want to do is you're going to, as soon as you're done with one, you're going to move forward, and you would aggro the first, and that would aggro another 3. This is going to get way more than we really want, but the second run I'll show you the way I prefer to do it. Okay, so you kill the handmaidens, and the first time you enter this room, right here, one will be here and one will be here. There will be 2 chests. Both of those chests are mimics. They're very, very difficult enemies to fight together, is in a pair. That's the only time I've seen them in a pair in this game. Try and make sure you can fight them one at a time. They're definitely worth it. One drops. Well, you know, actually, I don't really remember what the mimics drop. But there is another chest over here that drops a Great Shield of Glory. These are both worth fighting. Summon help if you need to. Definitely worth it. It's cool. Anyway, from this point, we killed the handmaidens, killed the mimics, get the items. Gargoyles are down. So we're going to move back here now. The second gargoyle we ended up pulling because he drops when you go that direction. He is actually, you can see the archway above my head here. He's actually there. So when you come here, he will drop in, and you fight him right in this area. If you choose to go left first, if you choose to go right first out of the bonfire and go this direction, instead of straightforward. You'll fight him just like you would the other side. You definitely don't want to fight him on the stairs. It's just a bad idea. Okay, so once that gargoyle is down, I'm going to move to the handmaidens. Make sure your health is always topped up. Okay, and then from here, you're going to move up these stairs. Okay, get your bow ready because you'll have to pull this guy. Always fight this guy with your back to the wall here. Don't ever be in the open area where he can knock you off. It's just too much to have to get back to recover souls you dropped. If you need to, you can always jump back through here and heal up. He can't reach you. Anyway, from that point, we're just going to go back to the bonfire and reset it, and I'll run through it again real quick. Again, I definitely recommend doing the boss fight before you decide to farm the souls here. It just makes the whole situation much easier to handle. The other way is definitely possible, but it's much more time consuming, and it requires homeward bones unless you want to make the run that much longer. Okay, from the bonfire, straight back to the handmaidens at the fire pot. And like I said, they are just that easy to take down pretty much all the time. It's just not that big of a deal to fight them, and they're worth close to 1,000 apiece with the soul collection gear on. I think over 1,000 with both items on. Okay, now I'm going to show you here before you pull these one at a time. Even though it's a bit safer, it is much more time consuming. So I want to show you pulling the gargoyle first. Okay, you just make a right. As soon as you hear him, go back. It's important though to be on the inside of those pillars, because otherwise you will aggro the other group. Okay, now the cool thing about this is when you fight it this way, the gargoyle's down, okay, so you're free to move about. When you do that, you come here and you aggro the one that's closest to you. When you do, you'll only pull 4 at a time. You know you can handle 4 at a time already. And do the same thing here. And you can see the other gargoyles dropped. It doesn't always do that. I'm not real sure what the condition is that makes that happen. I don't know if it's if you walk down the stairs a little bit. And as with any area, you're not ever really safe from invasions unless you're in a safe spot. Okay, so you know, safety only goes a certain way, but this place is one of the better places to farm souls, because pretty much no matter where you die, you can get back to it without having to fight anything. Excuse me. Gold coin. Excellent. Okay, again, always make sure your health is topped up. Come out, get your bow ready, pull the gargoyle, fight him with your back against the wall. The only point that gargoyles are really going to get tricky is when they throw up a wing for a shield block. When they do that, you don't want to stand too close to them because they'll bash you. That knocks you back, and then they swing immediately, and it can really just, that might just end the fight for you. For the most part, though, they're easy. They don't take a lot of hits, but they do hit hard themselves. Okay, so anyway, from there, we're just going to run back to the bonfire, and that would be the reset. This was my favorite area. I actually still come here. My character is a level 136 now. It's taken about 120 plus thousand souls now to level up. I still come here because it's easy. It's fairly quick. You get a lot of items out of it to sell, and you know, once that's done, right? You got enough that you can level up if you need to. With all your gear on, soul collection gear, you'll get a fairly decent bonus. And that's it, man. That's the name of the game. Soul collection. Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. That was it. This has been Scrooloose from Twin Stick. Thank you.